everybody, Melissa Sorrentino here. Today I want to talk to you about art, visual art specifically. Now this is the first time I'm bringing it up, so I'm going to introduce a little bit about my painting. I do like to paint. I paint primarily in watercolor, and the reason I do that is because my mom loved watercolor, and when she passed away she left me a lot of supplies which I had asked her for, and so she kind of granted me that. So I have some very nice papers and paints and things that will really take me a long time to even use up what she had left. So that's kind of what sent me into the watercolor world. I'm challenged a little bit by it. It has certain parameters that you don't have when you're painting with like acrylics, and you can't really get away with quite as much like splashy splue. At least I can't. Although, gosh, I shouldn't go into all that. Anyway, point being, most of my paintings are usually kind of, well, I should show you something a little bit older. Most of my paintings are more in the well, this one's at least aiming the right way, but they're sort of like realism, like that's a door and the trees, and it's kind of like that. So normally I'll paint things like that are, with the watercolor, things that are a little bit more like realistic, like that's a window and a little pathway and a tree. So normally I definitely gravitate towards similar colors, different, I like to paint what I see, and just kind of like spend a lot of time with a lot of little details and things like that. I really like detail. I really like small detail, and that's actually a little tiny church. So just stuff like that. Anyway, so I thought I would experiment with like a little bit more of a wild style. And these last couple of paintings I've done are a little bit more in that style. And I used cheaper paper, I used cheaper paints, and I painted faster. Excuse me. So anyway, here's what happened. So I painted this, all right? I put on some like French music. This light's driving me crazy. I put some French music on and I painted this. And I was all like being all Paris-y, And then I put on some Italian music, and I painted this. Okay? I hope I'm not destroying these. I know you can't see that great, but okay. So just kind of wild, a little more like graffiti style, and just a lot of fun for me. And they were pretty quick to paint. I was almost sad how fast they were, because I was like, oh, it's over. That was fun. Like an improv scene. You're like, dang. But so I painted these, and this is really intriguing to me, and it brings up the question about art's predictive qualities. Can art predict the future? So look at this, okay? So here's a little Paris scene thing that I had painted. I've got the moon up here, got a little cafe. That's supposed to evoke the Eiffel Tower. There's, a boat, little whatever. So, but in the foreground, look what I painted. I painted a woman with a broken heart crying. I wasn't divorced. I remember painting this. I don't remember sitting there thinking, I'm going to make a painting that makes me think of my sad life and how lonely I am. And those two coffee cups, that's like, I was telling a little story, like, see how there's two coffee cups, but she's there alone. It was like her date didn't show up, and I think I called it something in French, like I don't know, two mugs getting cold or something, whatever that was in French, or I don't remember. Anyway, so then check this out. So this is the one I did of Italy, all right? And I was just being very like stereotypical, and I was painting some things that I thought were, evoking Italy. But, it was personal in that I was so in the moment. I was really just not focusing on like, what do I want to paint? I was really allowing my subconscious mind to move my hand rather than my, kind of frontal lobe, conscious mind. I was just like, I'm just going to see what happens. Put on some music, let my hand just go. And it was this. So look, I've got like a 3 coins in the fountain thing, and the fountain is almost kind of like a woman, and the wine is just getting poured into it, whatever. You could say whatever you want to believe that means. But look over here. I made like a marionette, like a puppet guy, walking away. what the hell is that? So totally, I painted a woman crying because she's been left and a dude walking away. Isn't that weird? Because I ended up divorced, and that is so personal to me, obviously. But you wonder, you go, was that my subconscious mind telling me like what I really wanted? Or was that my subconscious mind communing with like telling of the future? You never know. And I'm not going to say what my opinion is because I don't want weird people to think I'm a little too scientific, and I'm not really crazy about, the scientific crowd thinking I'm some sort of frou-frou weirdo. But what I really want to say is it doesn't matter. When art evokes an emotional response, and when the viewer of the art gets like that whoa sensation, or even the artists themselves, there's something like that, like, whoa, what? And if it brings up a question like, does that tell the future? Is that a communing with the subconscious mind, or is it communing with God? What difference does it make? It's mysterious, it's intriguing, and it's certainly provocative. Now one of the reasons I'm doing these videos is because I really want to inspire you guys. And I want and I recognize as a human being, I'm a little I'm tilting on the enthusiastic side of the scale. Generally, wherever I go, I'm often, up there in the higher level of enthusiastic people in the room. So I really believe it's kind of my call to bring enthusiasm into the world. That's what I'm doing. So if nothing else, just that idea of the intrigue and the mystery of how well art actually does predict the future, or is telling of our subconscious mind, or is communing with something greater than ourselves. All those intriguing, mysterious, provocative thoughts are fascinating. And if you watch this video and it puts you in that place of fascination, maybe it'll inspire you to paint something or draw something today. Or if you already do things of that nature, maybe it'll just add a little bit of an extra spin to whatever you get to, putting into your art that you create today. Okay, so create stuff, all right? Bless you guys. I love you. Talk to you later. Please go ahead and click subscribe so that I can keep encouraging myself to create these for everybody and for my own reasons as well, okay? Click your likes and subscribes, and if you want to go ahead and share these videos with anybody else, I'd appreciate it. Okay, take care. Bye.